What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back with another 10-year rebuild. It's been a little bit since we've done one, and I know you guys have been, or some of you anyway, have been asking for a 10-year rebuild. So here we are today, and today we're going to be doing the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm a big fan of Anthony Edwards, and I want to see what I can do with 10 years of Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Recording this early on Saturday morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning, so we're up bright and early for this one. 10-year rebuild of the Minnesota Timberwolves. If you enjoy 10-year rebuilds, make sure you drop a like. I am using Joda Kelmer's share scenario for this one, but of course, as you guys know, this is the Timberwolves roster. Anthony Edwards, Gobert, Karl Towns, Mike Conley, Naz Reid, and the Timberwolves are really good right now. They're off to a great start in the regular season. They did just drop to the Kings last night, but I will say I am curious to see if the Timberwolves make a move with Cat eventually. There's a lot of rumors about him. I know there's a lot of people that think the Timberwolves will never be taken seriously until Cat is moved. Is that actually the case? I have no idea. But we're just going to go ahead and probably play out this season and see how things go. And then, obviously, after that, we'll figure out what are we going to do to elevate Anthony Edwards. Because we have him until he's 32, which is nice. So we're going to go ahead, rebuild the Timberwolves for 10 years. Anthony Edwards locked up for 6 years right now, which is great. Plan to keep him throughout the video. Probably alongside of him is probably like Jamie Daniels as well. Would love to keep him as well. But we'll see how much he progresses throughout the rebuild. So I will see you guys at the end of year number one. I don't plan on making any changes in this season. I think we could just kind of play it out, see how this team does. Let's see if the Cat Gobert experiment works out this year, and I'll see you guys in the offseason. Today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. Here's how it works. It's simply you against the numbers. When you log into PrizePicks, when you sign up, they got all kinds of sports outside of just basketball. But of course, you want to look at the basketball board. Here's what it looks like. You choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. I've used PrizePicks since 2021. I love using PrizePicks. I use it every single day. Basically how it works. So if you wanted to go ahead and say you think Maxey's going to go over 25.5 tonight, if you think maybe Josh Giddey, if this was at 17.5, I'd probably take the under on that one. But other than that, if you want to sign up for PrizePicks, use code Crushables down in the description below. They match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. It's a lot of fun, man. I use PrizePicks every day. Like I said, I encourage you guys to sign up if you want an extra sweat while you watch basketball or any other sport in general. So thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. So at the end of year number one, we do win 50 games in the regular season, and we're the 4th seed in the West. I think if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves, you're really happy with that record, and you take that every single day, especially how last year ended. Obviously, Cat was hurt for a lot of last year. But if we take a look at the player stats and how things went, this is what it looked like. So you had 23 from Anthony Edwards, 19 from Karl Towns, 13 from Naz Reid, 11 from McDaniels, 9 from Conley, 8 and 10 from Gobert, 8 from Slow-Mo, and then 7, and then 5. So here's what our rotation is looking like going into the playoffs. I'm going to go a 9-man rotation here. So it's going to be Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Gobert like it should be, with Naz Reid, Kyle Anderson, Shake Milton, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker as our 9-man rotation going into the playoffs. I'm not even sure what our proficiency is at, but we're a 4-star defense, which is pretty interesting. But hopefully, we can come out here and get to the second round. That'd be really cool. So get the Pelicans in round one. Obviously, we know what kind of ceiling Zion and the Pelicans have in 2K. It's pretty up there because the team is just always really good in the simulation. So there is a good chance we get knocked out in here in round one, but hopefully not. Somebody current round, and we are going to sweep the Pelicans. We're off to a great start. That's something you love to see. But now we get to play the first-seeded Los Angeles Lakers. So got Russell, Austin Reeves, Cameron Reddish, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Vanderbilt, Christian Wood, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Taurean Prince. So definitely have our work cut out for us here. So let's see if we can beat the first-seeded Lakers. Do we get a championship immediately? Probably not. But it would be really cool. Somebody current round. And we are going to go to a Game 7 with them. We fall short. Really unfortunate, but I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged by that. It kind of tells me that the Cat Gobert experiment maybe worked out, and maybe we don't need to move on necessarily. Average 22 and 43% shooting. And then obviously Gobert, he's going to regress continually. Like he's going to continually regress. But I mean, I feel like we maybe keep this core together based off just how we did in the playoffs alone. So LA, Battle of LA, you got Clippers, Knicks here to end things off. Which by the way, that Knicks Heat game, man, Miami just blew a crazy lead at the end there. Player retirements, John Hausman's retiring. Let's go to the draft lottery and let's go ahead. I don't think we have any picks here to worry about, obviously, because this team made the big trade for Gobert. And I guess we have the 22nd pick in this draft, so that's cool. Blazers 1, Bulls 2. Staff signing, I mean, there's no need to fire Chris Finch. I feel pretty proud of how the playoffs went, so we'll go ahead and roll with him into next season. But if just a 1-year thing and we're about to be really bad next year, then obviously we can make changes there. But based off how the first year went, I'm encouraged, and I think we can maybe run it back a little bit, obviously make some small minor moves around the edges, and then maybe we can be back on track. So we're going to sign those guys, and then we'll have our coaching staff full, and then we go to draft night and draft the 22nd overall pick. So obviously we'll go ahead and see what we're going to be able to get here. So mock drafts are going to have us maybe getting at 22. You're going to have like Cody Williams maybe. Okay. And then Matthew Cleveland and Samus Calderon. All right, let's go ahead. And is there anybody that I want to trade? 22. And then we have Naz Reid's contract. We have Shake Milton, Nick Alexander Walker's contract. Troy Brown, one no more. I think I'm cool with just drafting on 22. And then maybe we can figure out if we want to make trades after this. So number 22, we got Adam, Scotty Middleton, Zachary Satcher. I mean, I don't really know a lot about the guys left on the board, but I know I definitely want to maybe hit on this pick. So I guess we can take, I don't know how to say his name, but Adam Bona. I don't know if that's how you actually say it, but I'm going to take him out of UCLA. Welcome to Minnesota, my friend, and we'll have ourselves a 74 overall. So feel pretty good about that. We got Juan Nunez in the second round, who's actually 71, so we'll sign him as well. Win more, welcome back. Qualifying offers, not worried about these guys too much. And then free agency. Got LeBron James, a free agent. Jordan McLaughlin, one of our own free agents. And then we have the ability to sign someone, which is nice. So we have the ability to sign maybe Tyus Jones back to Minnesota, which I've always thought he'd be a great fit here. But Mike Conley retires, which is why we have cap space. So I just realized that. So we definitely have an open hole at that point guard spot. Tyus Jones definitely looked like a great get, to be honest with you. So I do like Nickeil Alexander-Walker as our backup two. Jimmy Daniels is going to be the starting three, obviously. Cat and Gobert is going to stick to be our power forward center rotation, and then Naz Reid can back up Gobert this year. That's fine. We just drafted Adam, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for him to just play right away, so we might have to figure that out. But yeah, Shake Milton, obviously I don't really want to be the starting point guard this year. I guess Mike Conley didn't actually retire. He's still sitting here. I don't know why I said that, but we could sign like a Dinwiddie. We could sign THT, Cameron Payne, but to me, I think it's a no-brainer, and we signed Tyus Jones. I'm getting tutorials here. Interesting, but yeah, I think we got to sign Tyus Jones. He used to play in Minnesota to begin with. I think he'd be a great get here. So we're going to sign Tyus Jones to be our starting point guard next to Anthony Edwards. I actually like him for a lot for the next 4 years if possible. I might go 3 years on it. So Tyus Jones for the next 3 years is my starting point guard over Mike Conley. I'm cool with that. Conley's going to regress. So Tyus Jones, welcome to Minnesota. And we still have the ability to sign Mike Conley if we wanted to. Do we want to just re-sign Kyle Anderson? Probably should. Haywood Highsmith, also an option, which is interesting, and have him as the minimum. Right now we don't have a starting four, which obviously can make that Covington, Royce O'Neal, or Kyle Anderson again. Or we could try to maybe make a trade for 4. Maybe we could just trade Naz Reid for a power forward. I don't know if that's what we should be doing, but I mean, actually, I guess we could rely on our young player to play our backup power forward. I'm not sure if I love that idea. I don't know. Maybe we could move Naz Reid for legitimate bench pieces, but maybe we just sign one. I'll just sign someone like Slow-Mo still available. I'll give Slow-Mo a deal. We just need to we didn't do anything too crazy this offseason, and I don't think we're done by any means because I'm not ready to sit here and say, okay, this team can go win a championship now. But we definitely made, I love the addition of Tyus Jones. Love the draft pick of Adam coming in. I still want to get a better power forward probably, so or better backup four. I keep forgetting that Cat's playing power forward for us. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. I mean, I could sign Royce O'Neal. Maybe we could play him at the 4, so we'll sign him just in case. So we'll do that, and we'll call it an off season. So progression, I'm curious to see how this goes. So we got Edwards up to a 95, which is great. So he's only going to keep getting better. Cat's up. Gobert stays the same. McDaniels is up. Naz Reid is up. Tyus Jones. So that's all really good to see. I think at the trade deadline, we definitely probably got to make some like huge move. Not huge move necessarily, but make some type of move to either upgrade our bench or maybe whatever it may be. We just need to figure out what we need to do going forward. So I'm going to go ahead and load this draft class going into 2025, and then we can kind of just see what the plan is. So we need to cut a couple guys, unfortunately. So we're going to cut Jalen Clark, and we're going to also cut Troy Brown probably. Probably got to cut Troy Brown, although that salary would be nice, but whatever. So Power is going to land us 5th overall, and we're going to be a 3.5 defense now. I mean, we ran defense last year, but I guess, it's still 3.5. Tyus Jones is just a terrible fit. I'm going to run a balance. Hopefully that doesn't change things too much for us in the simulation. Last year went really well. It went really well. So hopefully that can kind of repeat. But let's look at this rotation. So rotationally, it's going to be Tyus Jones, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Gobert. Same starting 5 other than Conley is no longer here. Naz Reid, Kyle Anderson, Royce O'Neal, and Shake Milton. So feel pretty decent about this. Hopefully this year goes well. I'll see you guys most likely at the deadline because I do want to upgrade something about this team because I'm not ready to sit here and say, okay, this team can go win a championship now. So I'm starting the trade deadline, and I'm looking to see if I can make an interesting move here. I'm thinking about sliding Naz Reid over to the Hawks for DeJounte Murray. I'm going to throw in Adam here, who we just drafted as well, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I'm going to be okay with also including this pick swap, and then also another first to 2029. I mean, this would be our way of basically going all in at this point. We also get Alec Burks as a throw in, which isn't terrible. I don't know if the Hawks are going to be willing to accept this, and they do agree. So we actually get DeJounte Murray. So that will move Tyus Jones to the bench, and DeJounte Murray will be the new starting point guard here in Minnesota. I actually like that a lot. So now we have DeJounte Murray, who could play next to Anthony Edwards for the foreseeable future, which is really nice. So now we have Murray, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Gobert. Love that quite a bit. Tyus Jones moves to the backup point guard. Slow-mo still here. Alec Burks, then Royce O'Neal. Actually love that trade for us with DeJounte Murray. I also thought about going for someone who I never trade for because, I mean, he just obviously is older now, but I was thinking about trading with the Clippers for Paul George. The reason being is because if you guys saw that Paul George podcast, I guess him and Kat are quite good friends, and obviously they've talked about playing together in the past. So it would be interesting, but unfortunately he's 34. He's on a 4-year deal now, so I was like, man, that would push us so far back if I did trade for him. Although it'd be fun and like the idea of it sounds cool, but like the logistics of it, it just wouldn't have worked. But we have Murray now, so right now we're 26 and 24, which is why we also kind of made another all-in move here. Hopefully it works out for us. I'll see you guys at the end of this regular season. Murray, welcome to Timberwolves. At the end of year number 2, we go from winning 50 I think it was 50 on the dot last year to 42 and 40 as a 7th seed and as a play-in team. So quite disappointed by that, obviously. Yeah, 26 from Edwards, which is great. 21 from Cat. 16 from DeJounte Murray, and then you had 12 for Jaden McDaniels, 11 from Tyus Jones, 9 from Burks, 8 from Gobert, and then 7 from Royce O'Neal. Hopefully get past the Warriors to get in, and we are going to win. So we're in the playoffs, which is great. Now we get the Denver Nuggets in round 1. Obviously, these two teams matched up, a couple years ago, or, I mean, last year in real life. And obviously, we all know how that went. They got one game on the Nuggets, so let's go ahead and see if maybe we could upset them here. It's not out of the realm of possibility. They have Miles Bridges on the Nuggets now. Interesting. But I like my team. Just not really sure if we're able to beat Jokic. Let's see. We're going to win game 1. And we are going to sweep. Or not sweep them. But we beat them in 5. So although we didn't get into the playoffs as a legit playoff team. We came from the play-in. We just upset the 2nd seed in the West. So maybe we can come out here and do the same thing to Memphis. So hopefully we could do just that. That'd be really cool. These two teams matched up like a few years ago. And that was a fun series. Minnesota should have won that. They blew a bunch of leads in that series, if I remember correctly. Somebody come around against them, and we are going to beat them in 6. So just like that, we are in the Western Conference Finals, which is beautiful. Now we get the Los Angeles Lakers, who have Kawhi Leonard. Oh, they don't have LeBron anymore. I was about to say, I thought they still had LeBron and got Kawhi. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But Kawhi is now in LA with the Lakers instead of the Clippers. So here goes nothing. Game 1, they're up 1-0. They're up 2-0. The Lakers are going to be our downfall, aren't they? Man, that sucks. So we get to the Western Conference Finals, and we lose to the Lakers again. So the Lakers have so far been the team that has stopped us every time. Celtics beat them in 4, though. So unfortunate stuff. LeBron James always retiring a Raptor, which is interesting. But let's get straight to the lottery. And yeah, I don't think we're going to have a pick this offseason whatsoever. Spurs get 1. Pretty sure our pick is definitely going somewhere else, and it is going to the Jazz, obviously. Staff signing, I mean, we just made it to the Western Conference Finals with Chris Finch, so I don't think I'm willing to fire him again, or I don't think I'm willing to fire him just yet again. But his numbers are, coming down to the wire if next year we disappoint again. But so far we've done pretty well. So let's just go ahead, fill these 2 spots out, which we did just like that, and we can go straight to player options. No draft picks to worry about. The player options, we're going to have Gobert accepting his $46 million player option. I'm going to accept all of these. So I was kind of curious to see what Gobert would do, and he does accept it. He was willing to sign an extension. I'm just not really sure if I want to lock myself into Gobert, to be honest with you. Qualifying offers, got nothing going on here. And then free agency, Tatum is a free agent. Obviously, we don't have money for that or anything, so we can't go that route. We actually have the ability to sign Brogdon, which I don't know how, but okay. So we have the ability to sign okay. We can sign a Malcolm Brogdon right now, which is great. So we don't need a Malcolm Brogdon, though. So you have DeJounte Murray, Tyus Jones. We have Wendell Moore, who maybe could step up next year as our backup too. Don't know how much he'll go up in overall. I would really have to see. Kyle Anderson. We have Josh Minott, and we have Rudy Gobert. So to me, we need a new backup 5. That's like a no-brainer. And then Gobert. I mean, do we trade? I mean, we could sign Clint Capella. I don't think that's, I mean, Zubac, Clint Capella, I mean, obviously would be just a easy backup 5 scenario. I mean, at this point, 31 years old, I just can't see a world where Clint Capella is going to be like, okay, I'll sign with the Timberwolves to be a backup 5. Like, I just don't see that. So instead, I'm going to sign Kevon Looney. I think that could make some sense. And then let's sign Trey Murphy. Being here is crazy. Give me Trey or Jalen. I mean, Jalen Johnson would be cool as well. But give me Trey Lyles as a knockdown shooter off the bench. I'll take that. So we'll take Trey Lyles and Kevon Looney. So if we can get those two, I'd be happy with that. We do. That's awesome. So we get those two guys. We can bring back Rossignol as well. But I think I'm cool with rolling with Wendell Moore as our backup 2 next year. I kind of want to see if he'll maybe go up in overall as well. Lyles our new backup 4, and we got Kevon Looney as our backup 5. Gobert, I mean, I might miss out on the window to trade him on his expiring salary. We could still do that if we wanted to. We could move Cat to the 5 and go that route. If I was going to trade Gobert, I would be trading him for a 4 easily. I mean, I guess I could trade for a 5 and keep Cat at the 4 if we wanted to. I don't hate the idea of just rolling with this front court again. Wow, so we could get Paul George straight up. Again, I would love to get Paul George, but the regression scares the hell out of me, and I don't think I can. Him and Cat, obviously friends. Don't know why the Clippers would do this, though, straight up. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Walker Kessler. I mean, I don't think the Jazz are lining up to bring Gobert back. Jakob Putnam first. I just don't see it. Jeremy Grant. We could bring Jeremy Grant in. We trade a first-round pick to do this, but I don't really want to. Gafford. So I might just roll with Gobert and Cat one more year. And I might have to extend Gobert if I have to. I will. I'm not scared to do so. He's not regressing so far, which is great. I'm curious, is Paul George regressing? Because I thought about him, and not going down yet. So that's great to see. We are in a share scenario, like I told you guys. So it's not exactly like 2K settings, but Wendell Moore only up to 75, so he may not get minutes. But going to year number 3, I've been pretty happy with how things have gone so far. The Lakers have been our downfall last 2 years. Now it's time to see if we can maybe buckle down and beat them next year, or maybe we don't even get close to seeing them again. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they regress, or maybe we regress. It all depends on how things go in the simulation, of course. So let's get into year 3. Let's look at this rotation all together, and let's see what we're looking at. So power ranking is going to last 3rd overall. We're 4-star proficiency, still under Chris Finch. The rotation, to me, looks good. DeJounte Murray, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Gobert. Starting 5, still looks phenomenal. Gobert still an 85 overall. Can't complain. Tyus Jones, Kyle Anderson, Trey Lyles, and Kevon Looney as our bench. Josh Richardson, not a bad get that 2K gave me. And then Wendell Moore, still someone that I'm okay with maybe eventually getting minutes. And then Leonard Miller is still down here as well. So I will see you guys at the end of this season. Power ranking lands as a 3rd overall. So hopefully simulation goes well. I don't plan on stopping the trade deadline. I just want the season to go well. I want this to be the year that maybe we can go win a championship. Anthony Edwards is making All-NBA 3rd team, which is great to see, and he's also on All-Offensive 1st team. Things went really well this year. As you can see, we are the 1st seed in the Western Conference, 60-22. If you would have told me we'd be running with the Cat Gobert front court for the first 3 or 4 seasons of this video, I would have told you were lying. But so far, it's clicked, man. And I even extended Gobert, which is something I did not think I would do, but he's not regressing. And we're doing really well. He's got 2 years left of his contract now. He's going to be playing with us till he's 35 unless we trade him, obviously. He wanted like a 4-year extension, but I was not one to commit to him for 4 years. So 2 years left on this contract after this season. But player stats aren't lying, man. 27 or 28 from Edwards, and Cat's up to 25, which is great to see as well. 20 from DeJounte Murray, 18 from Trey Lyles. Am I seeing that correctly? Tyus Jones with 17, Jamie Downs with 14. Wow. What are some of these stats? I actually think these stats are a little too crazy. 82 games played, and you're telling me Trey Lyles averaged 18 points per game? All right. Wait, am I looking wait, what's going on? Like, is this just glitched right now? Am I just being an idiot? Or is this per... I'm curious. I must be looking at this wrong. I have to be looking at this wrong, right? Like, there's no way. Or maybe it's just glitched. Maybe it's just... No, okay, it fixed itself. What was I must have been looking at something. Sorry. I was like, there's no way Lyles is averaging 18 points per game. I apologize. Okay, so this is the actual stats. I totally clicked Y on something. I think I was maybe looking at per 36. Yeah, I was definitely looking at per 36. Okay, that makes sense. I'm stupid. All right. Glad that was my mistake and not just the freaking simulation. Like, wow. Okay. With that all being said, 29 points from Edwards, 21 from Cat, 17, 12, and then 12 from Jamie Daniels, and then Gobert, 7 and 9, and 1/2 blocks. Okay, with that all out of the way, let's even go win a championship this year. The Clippers have Kyrie Irving and Paul George and OG Anunoby. Obviously, I didn't get the first seed in the West to just get bounced out by the 8th seed, though. So, let's see if we can beat them. So, hopefully we don't get bounced by them. We beat them in 5. The Lakers and Oklahoma City, both teams I'm afraid of. Denver, I mean, we beat this team last year when we were the 7th seed. Would love to repeat that. Somebody come around against them. We're going to beat them in 5. And once again, we get the Los Angeles Lakers. Still have Kawhi. Still have AD. So, it's still the same Lakers squad that we've had trouble with for the first couple of seasons. So, game 1, they're up 1-0. Are the Lakers just going to own us? We actually won a game on them. 2-1. All right, let's try to even this series up. Do we go backs against the wall, 8-man rotation here? Because we might have to. All right, 8-man rotation. Game 4. I'm ready to get past these Lakers, man. Like, we got to, right? Hopefully, eventually. And so far, okay. It's going to be a close game 4 here, but I think the Lakers got it. We're going to lose to the Lakers probably again, which is really unfortunate unless we can come back from 3-1. But them getting Kawhi helped them out tremendously. But let's see if we can come out here. So we blow them out in this game 5, which is great. Now, can we do that in game 6 is the question. We got the Knicks awaiting us if we get there. Tom Thibodeau might still be the coach there, so we could play him. Former squad. Obviously used to coach Timberwolves. Can we come out here and beat the Lakers 6-point lead in this game 6? And we are going to win this game 6 by 13. And now we have forced a game 7 back to Minnesota. Come out here and take care of business. We're in the NBA Finals. That's all we need to do. And right now, it's not looking good. But maybe we can get back in this. We're down 17. So, it's going to be a tough uphill battle. And we're not getting it, I don't think. Man, we're going to lose to the Lakers again. Lakers just own us so far, which is really disappointing. All right. We might have to change some things. Might have to change. I mean, I've loved what we've done in the regular season, but the Lakers just own us, man. It's really annoying. 100-88 AD, Knicks, Lakers, the freaking dream scenario for the NBA for those two markets to go at it in the finals. Knicks win. The viewership off this one, viewership in this finals would probably be crazy, by the way. Retirements, Chris Paul's retiring in Utah. Interesting. Let's go to the lottery. It's not going to matter for us. I don't think Thunder get one via the Rockets, which is pretty insane. But man, so far, I think we got to get a new head coach. Obviously, there's a lot of different options here. Tyronn Lewis here. Ime Udoka is still here, but he's on the Cavs. Quinn Snyder. You never go wrong with Quinn Snyder. If I can get Quinn Snyder to be my coach, sign me up. So Quinn Snyder's going to be our head coach who used to coach Gobert. Maybe you could argue he used him wrong in the playoffs, but that may not matter anymore. Big man coach, let's go ahead and sign Elston Turner, not Evan Turner. I thought it was Evan Turner. But, all right, coach staff's full every time we got to do that. And let's go straight to player options. So, the Lakers have been the story so far. They own us, man. They just do. Do we have a first-round pick? We do not. So, qualifying offers, Wendell Moore. We'll extend that. I definitely want him back if possible. We have money for Durant. We do not. Free agency, Wendell Moore. I don't think we're going to be able to do too much of anything this offseason, which I'm okay with. I'm not looking to, get anybody crazy here. I think I just want Wendell Moore back. We'll run it back another year and hope that this year is the year. I mean, AD and Kawhi have to go down eventually, right? They have to regress eventually. I mean, I guess at the same time, you could say that same thing about Gobert, and he hasn't done that yet. So maybe I can't really bank on that. I'm going to sign Wendell Moore back, though, so we'll sign him. Take care of that. So Wendell Moore is back. I don't know what else I want to do. I could sign Melton. So we have Wendell Moore as our backup, too. Small forward, maybe we can go get. So small forward, we could steal Cam Reddish, I guess, from the Lakers. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but welcome to the squad, Cameron Reddish, and that will be our offseason. So I think this team is good enough that we just eventually are going to get lucky. Like, it's going to eventually happen. We were one game away from making it to the finals. It's going to happen for us. This year is the year, right? So Gobert's locked up for 2 more years. We can try this year, and if it doesn't work this year, then we're trading Gobert. And then maybe even Cat. Like, if this doesn't work this year, then we got to use their contracts while we have them. So I'm going to load this draft class, and I'll see you guys at the end of next season with the hopes, new head coach, that we can go win a championship. So this regular season didn't go quite as well. We are still in the playoffs, which is a great sign, but maybe if things don't work out this year, I'm noticing the regression. 27 from Edwards. Obviously, he's here to stay. Cat, 22. Murray was 17. 11.5 from McDaniels, and then 10 from Tyus Jones, 9 from Lyles. 8 from Wendell Moore. Gobert was 6 and 9. But yeah, if this season does not go well, these playoffs don't go well, Lakers barely get in. So obviously, this would be the time to shine. Could have happened maybe a couple years ago, but here we are at this point. So Pelicans in round 1. Hopefully we can beat them. They have Zion, Ingram, Trey Murphy, Florin, James Harden's there now, CJ McCollum. Someone come around against them, and we're going to get 2-2. We got to win game 5. We do win game 6. Come on. Game 7. Okay, game 7. time to see if we can get to the second round. This could be our year, man. This could be our year, but we gotta beat the Pelicans here. So far we have the lead, but they could cut it at the very end. But no, that's not gonna happen. We are gonna beat them 121 to 108. Okay, we do not have to deal with the Lakers for the first time here. So now we get the Utah Jazz in round 2, which is interesting because obviously the Jazz trade, you guys all know how that went. The Gobert was here, so marketing. They have Kevin Durant now. So here goes nothing. So make a round against Utah, and we are down 2-1. 3-1. So far, we are just not going to be good enough, it looks like. So, get to the second round, maybe just lose to the Jazz, which is kind of a slap in the face. Because obviously we went all in on Gobert just for us to get bounced by the team we traded for from Gobert. And we're not getting over the hump, boys. This roster needs a complete retool. So, this offseason is going to be interesting. We're going to blow things up a little bit. So, Utah, Denver. This could have been the year, but the regression is noticeable. Nuggets, Pistons. The Pistons lose to the Nuggets in 7. Okay. We've been able to beat the Nuggets, so I'm curious to see if we would be able to beat them again. But yeah, huge offseason. Russell Westbrook retires in Milwaukee. There's about to be a huge offseason. Draft lottery. Wizards get 1. Do we have a pick this offseason? I doubt it. It looks like we do not. Jazz still own our pick. So, staff signing. We have Quinn Snyder now, which I'm planning on keeping him. Obviously, Borrego I'll bring back. Just kidding. He doesn't want to come back. So, or I don't even know if he was on our team to begin with. But he would have been a nice get. I can get Jack Vaughn. Maybe he's willing to sign an assistant coach job. He does. Okay, so we get Jack Vaughn as our assistant. And now it's time to make some drastic changes here because clearly this roster is not going to get over the hump and we can't just keep running it back. The Brooklyn Nets are willing to offer me a pick swap for Rudy Gobert. At this point, I'm kind of okay with just dumping Gobert. He's 35 years old. We get a first-round pick. I'll do that trade. That maybe opens up some cap space for us. So I'm cool with that first move. Obviously, next is going to be probably Karl-Anthony Towns and McDaniels. I plan on keeping probably as our starting small forward. But Cat is probably going to be the next guy going. I'm hoping to actually get some good return for him because obviously Gobert at 35 probably isn't going to get anything crazy. But Cat, I'm hopefully expecting to get somebody that can help Edwards right now. So the Warriors were the best offer that I got. We're going to get Mark Williams. They were offering me Andrew Wiggins to begin with, but I would rather have Jonathan Kuminga. He's 24 years old, fits Anthony Edwards' timeline. Mark Williams also fits his timeline. So this would be like a hard reset a little bit, but we'd still be very competitive as we have a couple young guys coming in. So I'd have to trade Cat and Cameron Reddish most likely. Murray can stay at the starting point guard, but we could maybe throw Wendell Moore in here if we need to. But what if we did this? Cat, Reddish, Wendell Moore for Mark Williams and Kuminga. Now, obviously, if I'm trading Cat, I would love to get a picks on top of this. Or I would just love it to be a swap, but you guys know how that doesn't work in 2K. So they want a first-round pick. They'll give me a first-round pick, so we're technically trading 1 first to do this. But honestly, I think this is actually worth it. Cat's contract, I mean, I don't know how bad it's going to look in the future, but he's still pretty good. And I don't necessarily have to trade Karl-Anthony Towns, but I think this would be really good for us. So I'm going to go ahead and do this trade. I don't love to have to give up 2 firsts, but I don't think picks are going to matter for us anyway in 2028 and 2031, so I don't really care too much. So we're going to get 2 guys that can start with Mark Williams and Kuminga as our front court with Edwards. Obviously, that timeline looks really good. McDaniels could still be the starting 3. So we still have our starting 5, and everybody here can play defense, which is really nice as well. So I actually love that about this trade that we did as well, which is nice. So now we just kind of prioritize the bench. So Tyus Jones still is a really good backup point guard. I also extended him, which is nice. Oladipo, obviously not really here, but Lyles, still got, no, he does not. And then Looney, I wouldn't mind bringing him back again. But going to player options, after those trades, we got a couple young guys now that I like. Qualifying offers, nothing. And then free agency, we have Wemby here. I mean, it would have been fun if we had money for like Wemby, but obviously that was never going to happen anyway. Leonard Miller, I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing him back, obviously. Might be able to go up in overall. Right now, we only have a starting point guard, or a backup point guard, I should say. So that's pretty much all we got. So let's try to expand on this. So Jakob Poeltl as our backup 5 sounds good, but Looney is not going to ask for that much at all. A minimum contract, I think you do that all day. So hopefully we can get him on the roster, and he will be willing to accept that. Right now, we do have his best interest. Cameron Johnson, Tobias Harris. We have Santi Aldama, Grant Williams. I mean, I always love the idea of Grant Williams, so I'm going to go ahead and get him maybe as our backup 4. And then guards, Jordan Poole. Not really something I'm looking for at this point. Jordan Hawkins as a shooter off the bench. Killian Hayes. Would not mind Jordan Hawkins off the bench at all. So, you know what? Let me throw it back at Jordan Hawkins. So, Kevon Looney, Grant Williams. Hawkins is going to get matched. Fair enough. That's fine. What else? We got plenty of talent here. Quentin Grimes, Poole, Caleb Martin, DeAndre Hunter, Isaac Coro, What did Isaac Okoro shoot last year? He's got an offer from the Nets. 8 points, 47% shooting from 3 now. Max Strus. Julian Strawther, also wouldn't mind him as a backup. Give me Julian Strawther, who's going to be a little bit cheaper than some of these other options. So, Strawther, Kevon Looney, Nuggets, Matt Strawther. Okay, fair enough. Grant Williams, first get, not bad. Shooting guard, still get Jordan Poole, DiVincenzo, Blake Monk, Killian Hayes, still 25 at this point. Josh Christopher, Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe is literally going to cost a minimum contract and shoot for days, so give me that. And then we can just sign a small forward and call it a day. So, Grady Dick, we have the ability to sign him. Another shooter off the bench, might even go up in overall. Yeah, if the Raptors aren't going to match this, sign me up, but I bet they're willing to match it. They don't. Wow. So we get Grady Dick, which is nice. Now, we have an interesting bench. Grady Dick, Isaiah Joe. We have a lot of shooting. And we have Grant Williams, Kevon Looney. Interesting retool of this roster. The next guy to go would be DeJounte Murray. He's got a 1-year deal. He's 30 years old, though, so I don't mind him as a vet on the team. But let's go to player progression. And I'm curious to see if Kuminga or Mark Williams go up at all. It'd be nice if they did. They did not move, so they're probably not going to go up any further. So you could argue we maybe made the roster worse, definitely. But we'll see. Maybe it just clicks better and maybe it works out. We'll see how it goes. Going to next year with an entirely different roster. So again, curious to see how this goes. But we'll see. I'll see you guys at the end of next year. Needed a necessary change. It happened. And we'll see if that change works out for us or not. So we're going to start the trade deadline as we're 30-23 on the season right now. And it's not to make a trade at all. It's actually to sign some extensions. Edwards is willing to resign. Obviously, I can't extend him any faster. So we're going to extend him for 5 more. Now I'll be locked up for 5 more years. Kuminga also willing to sign an extension. I don't know what he's doing for this year for us. 17 points per game, 42% shooting from 3. I'm still going to extend him. DeJounte Murray is willing to resign as well. McDaniels. I mean, it's actually kind of cheap. So I'm going to go and extend him as well. And then last but not least would be DeJounte Murray. I still want to keep my options open on DeJounte Murray. He has another year left, right? So he does not. Okay. Well, 1+1. Is that a player option? He might decline it. I'll give him a 1-year extension. I want to have him maybe as a trade candidate if we could trade him maybe. We'll see. But this year isn't going too bad. We'll continue to simulate. Top 4 in the West right now. Let's see how it goes. Finishes out. The first year with this new look Timberwolves roster, we finished up as a top 4 seed in the West at 44-38, which is nice. But I honestly think we still have to make like a superstar move if we want any chance of being any better. Love Mark Williams as our starting 5, probably for the rest of the video. Love Kuminga as our starting 4. I think if we can get an elite point guard other than DeJounte Murray, which I did love DeJounte Murray get, don't get me wrong. But Murray, Grady Dick, and then whatever picks I have at my disposal, I think we got to try to make an all-in move and get another superstar next to Edwards, because we may not have another superstar here, which is something we need. Cat, you could argue maybe is up there if you wanted to say that. I think there's some people out there that say Cat is not a superstar. So Grady Dick is going to start, though. Interesting. He is up to a 82 overall. Starting over McDaniels, whatever works. We get the Thunder in round 1. Well, the Thunder just drafted Cooper Flagg, I'm pretty sure, a few years ago. They got Buzelis. Never mind. Maybe they don't have Cooper Flagg. They have Dylan Harper, though. They took Dylan Harper over Flagg, it looks like. Okay. Here goes nothing. Oklahoma City, round 1. And okay. Wow. We sweep them. Not sure how, but whatever. Okay. I'm usually losing to the Thunder every single time, but we beat them. Now we get the Lakers, who we've lost to every single time. I mean, somebody current round worked against the I guess the Thunder do it against the Lakers? And may not work against the Lakers. Let's go. Wow, we finally beat the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Okay. We got to the Western Conference Finals a couple years ago. Now we get the Jazz, who beat us last year. So now we get the team that, obviously beat us last year. So I'm going to do it again. We almost blew a 3-0 lead. But you know what? We made it to the finals, and that's what matters. Cade Cunningham, Conference Finals VP. Game 1, 1-0 for Detroit. Game 2. Finally, we're going to run into a team we can't beat, aren't we? And, okay, we win 1. Maybe we're not out of it just yet. McDaniels could start again. No, they want us to continue to start Grady Dick. Okay. 3-0, down 3-0. We won 1. Maybe we could win 2 straight and make things interesting. It's not looking like it, though. So now we're going to lose to Detroit. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Down 5, down 3, down 5 again. Nope, Detroit ran away with it. So we made it interesting there for a second. But, okay. Made it to the NBA Finals. But it did not work out. Asar Thompson, Finals MVP. I still, again, want to make that trade this offseason. Durant's going to retire on the Utah Jazz. Got a lot of retirements here. But that is my sole mission this offseason is... Wow, we get the 2nd overall pick via the Nets. Pretty sure that was a trade I made for Rudy Gobert, if I'm not mistaken. So that's clutch. We're in 2028. Obviously, I could just draft draft whatever the top rookie is. In the year 2028, I have no idea who that would be. So we got Miles. We could draft one of these guys. But I also just tempted to go out there and make this trade with the second overall pick, which is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go make a trade with this pick. All right, so we're looking around the league for what point guard we want on this team. And easily for me, it's between two guys. And I'm leaning towards either Indiana's Halliburton or Charlotte's LaMelo Ball. Both of them are available. 92 overall, 26-year-old LaMelo Ball, or you can go Halliburton. I think Halliburton would be a better fit. I mean, both of them would be incredible, don't get me wrong. We really can't go wrong with either, so it's just a matter of which one do we want. Edwards is how old at this point? Anthony Edwards is 26. LaMelo Ball is also, I believe, 26 or whatever it was. So we could try for LaMelo Ball at first if we wanted to. So he's 92 overall, 26 years old, or you can go for Halliburton, who is 28 years old, 94 overall. I think I'm going to go for Halliburton. I mean, Halliburton just seems like a much better fit in my head. So I'm obviously going to offer DeJounte Murray. I'm going to offer Grady Dick. I'm going to offer this second overall pick. I'll offer another pick in the future. What do you say for Halliburton? They disagree to that. So we may not be able to get Halliburton, but we'll keep trying. 2030, and we get Halliburton. So now we have ourselves an elite point guard next to Anthony Edwards, which is exactly what I wanted. So now this starting five is complete. In my opinion, having Hallie and Edwards as our backcourt, come on now. Obviously, the second overall pick could have drafted someone. Most of the time you do. But in the year 2028, I have no idea who's going to be good or not. So let's go ahead and see how that looks, actually. So draft, we got 80 overall. So looks like there was a couple good players here. We could have definitely gone with those guys, but it's Edwards' timeline now. And a rookie could make an impact. Going to be wrong, but I want to make sure we make an impact here with Halliburton. So free agency time. John Morant was someone I also at the top was also someone I was going to trade for, but he was a free agent, so I couldn't make that move. But Kevon Looney, still want him back maybe, but there might be better options. We'll see. Clint Capella, maybe at this point in his career would be a backup five, maybe backup five. So Capella still asking for $16 million. I'm surprised we even have that much money to offer. We got Ruben Prey, interesting. $16 million though. We definitely need to still fill out this roster. So I have Dia, Moses Moody, Corey Kispert. I love Corey Kispert as a knockdown shooter off the bench. That idea fits well with me. And Capella or Klingon, or Zubac, or even Jalen Williams out of, is this the Santa Clara? No, this is Arkansas. Sorry. Tillman, Zach Collins, Krishka Loco. I mean, we could just go cheap again on Looney. I don't think we have enough to sign both Corey Kispert and Clint Capella, but I could be wrong. If we could sign Capella still, I might do it. But we do not. I figured we didn't have enough. Okay, so we got what we need there. We can still sign Vanderbilt, though. Vanderbilt used to play in Minnesota. Sign me up. Give me Vanderbilt back. Why not? So Vanderbilt signs with the Blazers. Unfortunate. Obi Toppin, Peyton Watson. Actually, give me Peyton Watson. Why not? I'll sign Peyton Watson. And Peyton Watson is going to be on our team. So Peyton Watson, new backup 4, I guess backup 3, whatever we want to do. He'll just be someone coming off the bench. It doesn't matter. Player progression. All right. Let's see how this is going to go. Halliburton and Edwards stay the same. Kevon Looney is down, which was to be expected. But we got to the finals last year, and now we've added Tyrese Halliburton to the fold. I mean, this team should be ready, right? It should be ready. Edwards, Halliburton, I mean, that sounds absolutely insane. So, getting this next season, Parking's going to land us 7th overall. We're at 4.5 proficiency. Halliburton, Edwards, backcourt. McDaniels, Kuminga, Mark Williams, supporting front court. I love that so much. And this will be your rotation. So, I will see you guys at the end of this season. He hopes that maybe this is the year we get that ring. We were almost back to winning 50 games this year, but 49-33 on the season. We get the Thunder again in round 1. I mean, we were able to beat them last year, but obviously this is a different year. You never really know what's going to happen. So, here goes nothing, man. Oklahoma City always makes me nervous playing them. Again, had really good success against them last year. Here goes nothing. Somebody come around against Oklahoma City. They win game 1, and we're going to get beaten round 1. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Not feeling great, man. So, I mean, we still have not got that championship just yet. Thunder go all the way. They win the championship. Matching up against Shea and the Thunder is so irritating. So, he's got 3 years left in his deal. He's not going anywhere out of Oklahoma City. Chet, I assume, is still under contract there for 2 more years. So, yeah, they're going to be a problem for the next 2 years at the very least. So, Paul George retires on the Phoenix Suns. We still got our work cut out for us here. I don't know if there's another all-in move I can make here to make myself. I mean, there definitely always is. So we might have to consider anything. Anything is possible. Any move that we can get done is on the table, because we gotta win a championship here, and we're not good enough. We just got bounced in round 1 by the Thunder pretty easily, so does not feel great, especially after trading the 2nd overall pick for Tyrese Halliburton. Maybe I should have went LaMelo Ball. Maybe I made a mistake. I don't know. But regardless, I can't even find a guard guru anywhere, so whatever. I'm just gonna go straight to player options. So let's go straight to player options, and let's see what we got going on here. We got no one, and then free agency. Qualifying offers, nothing. And then obviously I know the big free agent is going to be Halliburton. Man, $70 million contracts is crazy. Thankfully, he doesn't have a good offer from anybody. We're going to go ahead and obviously offer that. No brainer. We also have Grant Williams as a free agent. We just signed Peyton Watson, so we don't actually have to bring back Grant Williams, which is nice. But I still definitely want to get something going here. So Tyus Jones, backup point guard still. Edwards, Corey Kispert, Peyton Watson. We need a backup 5. So backup 5, I see Robert Williams. I see Aaron Bradshaw. Aaron Bradshaw last year, what did he do? 1 point. So he's never really got an opportunity. Robert Williams, of course, we know what he can do. Bay, Fall, Tillman. I mean, give me Aaron Bradshaw, who is still very young, so maybe he can become something. And then Melton, THD. I mean, at this point, I think the one thing we can do is try to trade McDaniels for something better. I think that's the only thing I can really do. He's what, making... Is he still making a lot of money? No, he's on his extension now, his cheaper extension. Still trade Tyus Jones. Let's see what those two would get me. I mean, we gotta give everything a chance. So Tyus Jones, McDaniels, and then whatever first we still have at our disposal. So let's offer this. We can get Lonzo Ball. We can get Deni Avdija, Isaac Hayes, Moses Moody, Marcus Smart, Stephon Castle, and Zachary Satcher, Keontae George. Not really. Keegan Murray, okay. And Garrett. I mean, I guess we get... I mean, not really. I mean, get younger at the backup point guard spot. Keegan Murray, he's got 3 years off in this deal, 84 overall. 13.5 points per game, 4% shooting from 3. I mean, McDaniels' numbers aren't as impressive as that, I guess. If I was going to go with that trade, Porter. I mean, I guess we go ahead and do that trade. I mean, we need a different change here. So as much as I hate to do it, we're going to go ahead and get Keegan Murray on this team over McDaniels. I thought I'd be keeping McDaniels for the long term, but if that's going to make us younger and potentially better, I think we got to try it. So we'll see how it goes. So Keegan Murray is now our starting small forward next year, and we're going to run it back this season with the hopes that, you know, as we know, we go out there and we win it. So here goes nothing. Let's get into this next season. Power Rankings going to at 6th overall. I mean, good team. Power Rankings going to 4.5, or proficiency, I should say. And Aaron Bradshaw is at 82 overall. We're going to go ahead and celebrate this season. We're going to hope things go as I expect them to. Hey, Halliburton wins MVP, so that's really cool to see, since we obviously traded a lot to get him. So maybe it worked out for us. It's going to be worth it. I don't know. Obviously, this needs to turn into a championship, but we also got the 7th seed in the West. Get me out of the play-in right now. Thank you. Okay. I would say there's no way we're losing the play-in. So 24, 22, 12.5 assists on top of that. 17 from Kuminga, 15 from Mark Williams, 15 from Keegan Murray, 8 from Bradshaw, 8 rebounds. That was a really good get, it looks like, in free agency. Keegan Murray also really solid for us. So here goes nothing, man. I wanted to get this championship so badly. The Thunder are not even here this time around, so maybe that opens up a door for us. We get the Rockets, who have Scotty Barnes at the 2, Robert Williams. I mean, although this is an interesting roster, for whatever reason, I feel like we're better than them. I just do. Does that work does my opinion matter, though? So my current round, and we are going to be up 32 on them, beat them in 6. Come on, let's go. We're on the 2nd round. Okay. I'm kind of hoping we don't get the Lakers, and we do. All right. Booker is on the Lakers now. Why does his eye look crazy? What is going on in that picture? Am I tripping, or does he look absolutely insane in that photo? No idea. AD, they have Jalen Suggs as well. Let's beat the Lakers, please. And we're going to be up 4-1. Let's go, baby. Okay, Western Conference Finals, and we get the Nuggets. Okay, we've beaten them a couple times in the past. We'd love to do it again. So here goes nothing. Detroit is not on the other side. This is the team that beat us when we did make it to the finals. Come on. 3-1. Beat them in 5. Let's go. We did it. Made it to the finals for the 2nd time in this video. And now we get the Bulls. So Chicago Bulls. Alex Sars on the Bulls. What else they got? So they got Lonzo, Cooper Flag, Trey. Okay, so Tyus Jones first. I guess we traded Tyus Jones. Never mind. So we don't have him anymore. Levine is still here. Lonzo Ball still here, but they're coming off the bench now for the younger guys, I guess. Interesting. Come on. Let's go. We finally got a championship. It took a while, but we did it, and that's what matters. Halliburton, Finals MVP, 18 and 14, and obviously this rebuild is not over. But the fact that we got a championship is so fantastic. AD is retiring as well, so the Lakers should not be a problem in that regard. Obviously, they could go sign someone else. So we'll see what they do to capitalize or to obviously move on. But looks like we might have a pick in this draft potentially. So we end up with pick number, or no, it goes to Pacers. So that was like the only pick that was traded, as you can see. Head coach, we got Mike Budenholzer, Taylor Jenkins. I mean, we just won a championship with Quinn Snyder, so might as well just go ahead and keep him around, obviously. Now, fill the rest of this out. Probably going to keep the rotation the same as well and see how many championships we can win until all is said and done. Another MVP award for Tyrese Halliburton, which is nice. Obviously, we'd love to see Anthony Edwards get one, but he's still making all NBA teams. But here we go. I think we got a couple more years left after this one, and we got 10 years under our belts. I mean, I plan on keeping the roster the same. I think I just want to keep running it, honestly. Unless if we can't win a championship, then maybe we can make a trade. But rotation's the same. So, Denver round one once again. We were able to beat them last year, so hopefully we can kind of repeat that here again. And we are going to beat them in 6. That was closer than I would have wanted it, but we beat them regardless. And now we get the Rockets. So, the Rockets, they have Elijah Arena, Scotty Barnes, Ian Jackson. It's that same team that we beat last year pretty easily. I mean, hopefully we can do that again, but you never know. Going to a game 7 with them, so this is not out of the dog pound by any. I don't even know what the hell I was just trying to say. This is not out of. Just ignore what I was trying to come up with an analogy, and I literally can't think of anything. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's see if we can just win this game. So, game 7, and we are going to beat them. So we're on to the West Conference Finals, and now I get the team I always hate playing, that being the Thunder. They still have Chet. They still have Shea. So they're not going to be easy to beat. They'll have Dylan Harper as well off their bench. Somebody Kurt Round. And we are going to be up 3-0 on them. That's great. And beat them in 5. Come on. Let's go. We're on the NBA Finals again. Chicago. Again, the rematch is here. We beat them last year. And we're going to get beat this year. Man, we made it to the finals, lost them. Okay. Cooper Flag, Finals MVP. I'm going to run it back again, though. I mean, I'm just going to keep running it back at this point. I just want to see how many championships we can rack up. I think the team is locked in anyway. I've extended a lot of people, so I'm going to get James Brango, maybe. No, he still does not want to come here. So, Ime Udoka, want to be my assistant? And he says no as well. Okay, so far. No, we got him. So, Ime Udoka's my assistant. All right. That's our big move. Let's get straight to next season. Third seed in the West this year at this point. We're just looking to stack up as many championships as possible. We've only got one. We've been in the finals, of course, a few times in this video, and we've only gotten lucky with one championship. So San Antonio in round 1. They still have Victor Wembanyama, Isaiah, Devin Vassell. Rotation for us is literally the same. I mean, we're going to even run an 8-man rotation in the playoffs. So Spurs in round 1. We could lose to them, and we are going to lose to them. So that's unfortunate. But we do have one more year left. I think we definitely make one more move this offseason. Let's get one more move in. Rockets going to win the championship. Kobe Pete is your finals MVP. But let's get one more move in. Let's see if there's anything we can do to upgrade our roster before we just call it a day. So staff signing, we're going to leave that all the way it is right now. Let's just go straight to draft night and let's see. So obviously we have Kuminga. We have Mark Williams under contract, all that. So Kuminga, Mark Williams, Halliburton, Edwards. I'm keeping Halliburton, Edwards, obviously. Let's try Kuminga and our backup point guard and our 24th overall pick. And does that give me anything? Jarris Walker. That's an upgrade a little bit. Tyler Hero. Brunson. Ron Holland. Jabari Smith Jr. Derek Lively. Brandon Podziemski. And Jalen Duren. And then Carlton Carrington. Okay. None of those really stand out to me, obviously. 6'6", 43% shooting from 3. We can maybe move him to small forward. I guess we could go that route. I mean, if we wanted to. We'll try it. I mean, let's just try a different change here. So we'll go ahead and move Carrington to the 3 up to an 88. So it just gives us a little bit of an upgrade. Maybe we can slide Keegan Murray somewhere else now. And we'll just, you know, kind of just make a change here. So Sharman and 2034. And let's see if this gets me anything better. Looking for maybe a 4 here. Dariq Whitehead, AJ Johnson, Okongwu, Kel Wilson, Jared Vanderbilt, Mitch Robinson, Gaskins. Okay. Is there anything that's going to pop up that's worth it? Patrick Williams, Cason Wallace from the Thunder. If we needed a guard, obviously I'd go jump on that, but we didn't need a guard. So I also could just roll Keegan Murray at the 4 and just call it a day, which I might do. So let's roll Keegan Murray at the 4. He's 6'8". He can do it. He doesn't even go down either. So Keegan Murray will be our 4. So we just kind of made an upgrade with Carrington, I guess. And that was pretty much it. So let's just go straight to Qualifying offers, I don't think we have any player options to worry about. So there's your free agents there. And then we could probably use a different backup point guard now. So give me Davion Mitchell, one last season. And then Aaron Bradshaw, I didn't realize was a free agent as well. Do I have his bird rights? I do. So I'm going to bring him back. So Davion Mitchell, Aaron Bradshaw. That's our off season. And that's it. So one last season here. Man, if we can get a championship to end things off, that would be beautiful. But I'm very happy with how this video has gone regardless. But we'll see. One more year. Let's see if this ends in a championship. If nothing else, we've made the playoffs for 10 straight seasons in this video, which is nice. It obviously helps to have Anthony Edwards throughout that. But here are your end of the season stats for this final season here. So we get the Dallas Mavericks in round 1. They no longer have Luka Doncic. Instead, they have Harrington and Şengün. I mean, we'll just see if we can get out of round 1 here. So we're going to be an even series. So we might be able to. I'm going to go A-man rotation here to end things off as well. Got to win these next 2, and we're going to a game 7. So game 7, beat the Mavericks to go to the second round in this final season. I would love nothing more than end this final season with a championship, but the Mavericks may have other plans here, and we are down pretty badly here in the fourth quarter. So may not get it done unless we come back, which is possible, but it's not looking so, unfortunately. So yeah, for these last 3 seasons, we didn't do too much to change the roster, but you know what? We won a championship. We got to the finals a few times, and ultimately, winning a championship is something a lot of teams don't even end up doing. So Chicago Bulls, they go on to win it again. Alex Sarfell's MVP. But I hope you guys enjoyed regardless. This was a ton of fun. Imagine actually a Halliburton and Anthony Edwards backcourt. That would be so much fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next video, probably on Monday. It's Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.